Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, well, Iggy Azalea's song has been trending for MAGA Republicans, and yeah, you know the group. And this is going to be a blend of politics, but also what makes a villain, who is a villain, because it's crazy how Republicans see Democrats as villains and Democrats see Republicans as villains. And we're at a point where we're clashing so much while a lot of the things that we want are the same thing. But then, ironically, a lot of the same things that we want are progressive, which leans Democrat. And also, a lot of the things that MAGA was cheering for during the last presidency that has been not, they got lied to. Yeah, and then you see the outcome and what's going on now, to the point where a lot of the people who voted for the Republican side are now regretting their vote, and or a lot of them are just now seeing the racism that leaks through this country. So yeah, I just have to cover at least that little tidbit before I dive into the gravy or the tea of the conversation. You know. But yeah, back to, yeah, Iggy Azalea has this one song from years ago that I don't know why MAGA wanted it to trend. And now politically I'm like, okay, I need to do some research on Iggy, because I thought she leaned more that, like, I don't know, part of me is just like, if you're going to have a song trend for your with your political party, wouldn't you find an artist that leans your way? Don't you guys have like Kid Rock? Yeah, Kid Rock, yeah, that guy from Michigan. I can't believe we're from the same state. Ew. And then you have so many country artists, so many, like, in my opinion, bigoted, awful, terrible country artists. It's like, yeah, it's like, I see it. I pointed out which ones, because yeah, Dolly Parton, I don't know, I mean, she seems more democratic, but yeah, I don't know exactly where she lies, but she has a heart at least. She is caring and giving and compassionate at least. So yeah, it's like, even if she is, like, 'cause I've said in past episodes, there are very few Republicans that, if I ever had a huge barbecue type of party, she would be one of the only Republicans there. Yeah, I can count probably on one hand. Yeah, maybe two, but that's maybe. That is may. I would need a lie detector test on some of them just to verify and clarify. But okay, with this song, and that it's trending with a lot of them, it's crazy how now a lot of them are blaming Democrats, kind of like that woman who, she had that atopical pregnancy. It's like her life was at risk and she needed to have the abortion, but it was, since it was after 6 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks or whatever. Yeah, she had to, beg and want. Yeah, it's like, when Democrats, we've been saying, well, to help protect women's lives, sometimes there's gonna have to be an abortion. Oh my gosh. Women's lives matter. Oh my, yeah. So I just think it's kind of, at, at the end of the day, after she had the procedure and got rid of that pregnancy, she blamed Democrats, when Democrats are the ones that was trying to save people like her. And she did not care about people like her until she was in that situation. She did not understand, but now that she does understand, she's now blaming the people who are trying to help her and many others. People who have empathy, compassion for other people other than themselves. But they don't get that. They don't comprehend that. And so, with that, have all of that, now we have this woman who, I believe she has a disability. I mean, she mentioned disability, and she stereo and say, Yeah, I'm going to get to that later in the episode where she had the nerve to try to stereotype all people with disabilities while she's sitting there with an oxygen tank with a disability. And she can't comprehend that, okay, since she might have her own photography business, that if I can find it, I will try to make sure everyone that I know will never ever use her business. Because I think she, in my opinion, she's a vile, awful, terrible, ugly hearted human being. I said ugly hearted. I said ugly hearted. Yes. Yeah, normally when I say ugly, I mean mentally and stuff like that. I try not to go into the physically or whatever. People call me, like, especially Republican men on dating apps, they try to call me ugly and stupid and so many, if you've been listening to the episodes, you already know. But if you don't, yeah, I now officially have over 400 episodes. So go on back and you're going to see so many more screenshots too. I have so many more. But I say all of that because, okay, with this woman, I'm just going to call her the woman or whatever. I don't care what her name is. To me, she's such a terrible human being. It's not even worth me looking up or whatever. But she did her little clapping thing to the trending song about ICE doing their job, she claims. She claims. And she was clapping and smiling and doing, like, she even had the eye makeup on and her like eyebrows done, and she just thought clapping all like, yeah, it's like some people that's like, I'm like, okay, you think that's impressive, that's not. And it's like, and you're not even on beat all the way. So but anyway, she was in the clip and she was trying to do her thing or whatever, and smile, I mean, she was celebrating ICE and claiming, yeah, they're doing their job. And then she got mad at Democrats reacting because, in my opinion, she's awful, evil, conniving, and just a vile human being. That's what, like, when I saw that video, I was disgusted because I'm like, okay, you're just showing how evil you are. Okay, it's like, how do you say you're evil without saying you're evil? Ta-da. How do you say you're a bigot without saying you're a bigot? Ta-da. How do you say you're racist without saying you're racist? Three, right? Yeah, all three. She hit, yeah, all three. Because, okay, she claims she's celebrating ICE doing their job, but okay, it's like ripping babies from their mothers, and also the person from Canada who passed away in the ICE facilities. And then how many people, like, I think they said around 70, like, citizens who got caught up in ICE. And how many hours or days were they caught up in the system until they were like, see, no good jerks, I am a citizen. And then how many people ended up being flown to El Salvador? Yeah. And then supposedly for some for tattoos or fake tattoos, and like, just that to me is some of the stupidest thing. But anyway, it's like she's gonna celebrate them so-called doing their job while ICE is causing pain and misery, and then they are allowed to wear their masks for their safety. They don't care about the other people's safety. They're literally jumping out of cars and like banging on doors and like following an like, even what they did with Coca-Cola. Okay, this is a reminder. Do not get Coca-Cola. If you lean left in any way, it's like even so-called moderates. If you lean Democrat at all, if you're against what ICE is doing, don't get Coca-Cola. Have you heard what Coca-Cola did? If not, look up Coca-Cola and ICE and immigrants. Look it up. I might do an episode on it, but I'm so behind on topics that I need to cover. But yeah, look up. And I'm going to try to, it's like, I know, yeah, like I said, so many episodes I need to do, but I want to do an episode on all of the companies that helped ICE, because I want to make sure we don't help them in their pockets, and I want to make sure that they don't get any bonuses. It's like, no, I don't want to reward companies that are hurting innocent people. And then also, this little girl is clapping, and it's kind of funny because I'm like, what state are you in? Because with how you sound and look, like, I'm guessing you're kind of from one of those well, MAGA states. Yeah, I'll just call it a MAGA state. How are your farmers doing in MAGA states, since a lot of the immigrants are being picked up? How are the farmers doing? Are you enjoying that? And it's like, down the line, are you going to be enjoying the higher prices? Because, yeah, it's like supply and demand. Let's go back to economics. And then also, if they lose their farms and sell them to the millionaires and billionaires, what do you think is going to happen? And who are they going to hire? Who's going to do the jobs? And then look at the construction sites. I just heard about this one Republican construction business owner who was saying that it's taking his white workers 4 days to do one job, or to do a 1 day job. It's taken his white workers 4 days to do a 1 day job. And he was slamming and blasting and putting down his white colleagues too. It was to the point I wanted to grab some popcorn. I'm like, no, keep going. Mm-hmm. Because it's really crazy and funny how with this country, one thing a lot of people don't realize, especially white people who say, I don't have privilege. I don't have white privilege. Okay, see, this is when you show how poorly educated or how uneducated you are, because it's like, when even right now in front of you, we are seeing so much racism, especially with how they were showing so much hate for Kamala Harris, and how, okay, this kind of goes towards the female aspect, but a lot of the men were first calling her a he, she, or a man, and then they were saying she only got the job because she was doing sexual favors and things like that. But then with our New York, like, politics right now, and who we have running, it's like people are now putting down the Muslim religion and people, and like bringing up 9/11 and being stereotypical and hateful and all of these other things. But then let's bring it back. Okay, so then we have someone who ran for the presidency, who was found guilty on 34 counts of felonies, and also was caught redlining and doing so many awful, inhumane things to other people, and like illegal, and like but then he kept saying, I didn't get sued, the company got sued, I didn't get sued, but then but then filed for bankruptcy how many times. But then it's just crazy how, when you have when you compare white people with people of color and black people, you can be the average white person and people think you're excellent. And even when it comes to, Republicans are proving this, because when it comes to African American and Muslim and Hispanics, whenever any of us do anything great and amazing, they still say, oh, they're dumb, they're slow, they're incompetent, they can't do this, they can't do that job. And then when they say black jobs, what are they referring to? Going back to the farms, yeah, it's like, pay attention to the news and what's going on, and how a lot of the white farmers got on TikTok talking about how they expected black people to go back and start working for them. Yeah. And so, yeah, you can see the white privilege. If you don't see it, you need to look it up. If you don't see it, you need to look it up. Because is it even jobs wise? Look who's getting certain jobs, especially in Congress, especially politically, especially in so many different demographics. But then when you see people of color and black people try to get those same jobs, oh, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not this, or oh, you only got the job because you're black, only you only got the job because you're not white. And but then they want to keep flipping reverse racism and things like that. But look at the realities of how non-white people are treated and looked at compared to white people. Look at how whenever a white person gets the job, no one questions it. And when they, oh, but if someone does question it, that's reverse racism. The person doesn't have a degree. The person dropped out. Like, it's like that even reminds me of, I think Charlie Kirk is the one that dropped out of community college, if I got that right. But yeah, it's like the way he puts down people of color is kind of amusing. It's very amusing too. But also, it's like with the with everything going on around us, even police brutality, even with ICE. ICE reminds me historically, because we're now repeating history, because remember how our American police system started. Slave patrol. That is how America's police system started. So if you don't know your history, you need to learn it. But now this time they're chasing and hunting quote unquote illegals, but they're immigrants. But our country keeps changing the definition of illegals and immigrants and everything so that they can like basically get rid of more brown people. They keep changing, but then every time they change the definition, Republican, like this woman who's cheering, it's like because when I see her clapping, she's clapping for the definition change. She's clapping for more people to be removed, even though they were legal before. They were legal a day ago. They were legal a month ago. They were late. They were legal before he took office. But then he decided to change the definition, and then change the definition again, and then change the definition again, and then go to the Supreme Court in order so he can have power to change the definition again. At one point, someone she knows is going to be deported because of the definition change, and I'm going to wonder how would she feel then? Is she still going to be clapping? If she is she still going to celebrate? Is she still going to celebrate? Because yeah, right now we are repeating history. Right now we have the next group or the next generation of slave catchers. It's pathetic, it's scary, it's just dehumanizing, and it's awful. But that's what we have right now. So when I see her clapping, this is what I see. She is cheering on the inhumanity. She is cheering on the evil, vile, corrupt system that our country is trying to evolve to. And so she looks at us for being mean, or she looks at some of the people who, yeah, they went petty. But yeah, she's looking at the people who cut the air piping things as evil when, honey, yeah, look at what you're doing. Little girl, look at what you're doing. Look at the big picture because you seem highly uneducated that you're just like, I'm just cheering. I saw, like, no, no, like if you're that dim-witted, if you're that small-minded, then maybe you shouldn't get on social media. Maybe you shouldn't be clapping along to a song until you know all of what's going on within the country and the system. If you're going to celebrate something, know exactly what you're celebrating because people are dying within this. People are suffering. People are being treated like awful, like just terribly when they were just trying to work, when they were just like, and again, like I've said in other episodes, we should have been fixing this problem years ago, decades ago. And some presidents tried to, but then it got knocked down. Yeah, I wonder which one. Yeah, let's just say I've talked about this in other episodes. That was like the original names of police officers here were slave catchers. Yeah, yeah. Go get your. Yeah, they don't teach that one. They don't teach that in school, right? And so ICE, yeah, they're kind of reminding me of slave catchers. Yeah, and even to the point where a lot of the farmers, yeah, I'm going back to the farmers. When a lot of the farmers said that they thought the black people were going to take their place, why did you think we're going to take their place? Because the current president had the nerve to say, oh, they're taking the black jobs? Mm. Yeah, it's like a group of white people wanted to sue African American business, like nonprofit and stuff that raises money so that more black women can get business loans, since most of the banks turn us down. It like and it's like we get, I think, around 1% of bank loans, even though, yeah, it was like we apply and we try. But yeah, it's like white people, like, a lot of white people don't understand their privilege. But yeah, it's like they they kept winning until, yeah, I guess they found the right judge to go to that was for bigotry and racism and the imbalance and injustice of it all. And so basically stopped them from allowing the, like, because they said that it was racist when no, it's unfair, it's imbalanced our how our small business loans are given out. Same with real estate. It's like a lot of people don't understand the privilege that they have. This little girl who's clapping doesn't understand the privilege that she has. It's like she's clapping all like smiling and everything like that. She doesn't understand the privilege that she's covered in. She's celebrating people being taken away, crying in fear. And it's like they don't have any criminal record. It's like they try to come to this country to live better lives, to escape the inhumanity and some of the injustices that America helped start. It's like, yeah, they don't teach that in school too. Yeah, if you really learned about South America and how America kept screwing them over and messing them up, maybe you wouldn't clap so much. Maybe you wouldn't clap so hard. Maybe you wouldn't have that little smirk smile on your face, because we have innocent people out here just trying to make a way and like helping us tax wise. And oh yeah, if we have that ugly nightmare bill pass, it's like, yeah, she mentioned disability. Yeah, you thought I was gonna forget about the disability, huh? And she mentioned that people just want to sit on the couch all day and all this other stuff with their disability and everything, but she has the oxygen tank. It's like, I want to know, does she have any type of Medicaid? What kind of health insurance does she have? If they take money away, if this bill passes, will that interfere with her, like, disability, or with her help or assistance or insurance in any way at all? Will it? Or is she just hoping that's going to hurt everyone else but her? Is she hoping that it hurts the stereotypical people that she thinks she's talking about, but they really don't exist? Like a lot of the Republicans, and this is what I'm saying, like the villain versus the villain. She had the nerve to say that the Democrats are evil because well, yeah, they were being petty. Like the first couple times I saw it, I was like, ooh, 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 dang, that's mean. Yeah, that's ooh, ooh. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, and her response to it was, they're being mean, they're being evil. But it's like, I've had this air tank for 3 or 4 years or whatever, and she's used to it and all this other stuff. And it's like, but then she was like, Democrats are supposed to be the nice, friendly party. Well, okay, that really hit hard to me because, okay, aren't Republicans supposed to be the Christian group? Aren't the Christian group supposed to be full of love? Especially in the Bible, doesn't it say love about 400 times? And also within I believe, the Jewish community, aren't there like 300 ways to say love, including agape? It's like all of the religious, like, or Jewish and Christian at least, it's like with all of the quote unquote ways they say to love, but at the same time they keep showing hate and they keep enjoying other people being in misery, being punished, and just because, yeah, America has a lot of work to do, and we are covered in racism. But a lot of people want to turn it around and be like, well, no, I'm clapping because I want ICE to do their jobs. No, no, that's not, like, no, that's not it. Or, oh, I'm against Pride Month because in the Bible, okay, well, yeah, it's like the same people who either cheated on their spouse, and then the clothing that they're wearing doesn't even, like, okay, it's like, oh, and then you have a plate full of shrimp. Yeah, it's like, don't put down other people while you're sinning at the same time. Okay, okay. And it's like, Republicans say Democrats are evil. Democrats think Republicans. I know, like, yeah, it's some of like a lot of the things I've heard Republicans say, especially after the New York like elections and stuff, and now people are trying to put down a Muslim like candidate. It's yeah, evil. Yeah, to me and that just shows more racism. See, yeah, it's like there's a lot of racism, and so when I see this woman and how she was acting in that film, like all I saw was racism. Like she was just smiling and clapping and being so just awful and terrible and ugly. See, and I mean ugly, not physically, but mentally. Ugly heart, ugly spirit, ugly personality. That's what I mean by ugly. But it's like I know if I don't say it, somebody's going to try to turn it around and make me sound mean and like a bully, but that will never, no, that's not me. At the end of the day, she claims, I mean, because yeah, if she claims that, okay, you know what? I have a different opinion of why she's clapping. I see how she's clapping totally differently. Okay, because like I said several times throughout my videos, I don't just look at one piece of the puzzle, I look at the entire picture. And so she's clapping while ICE is going to Home Depots where people are looking for work. What kind of look? Just think about that. People are looking to work. Yeah. So yeah, how evil? Like she's laughing and cheering about Pete. Like they're just trying to have the American dream and the American hope, and but at the same time, she wants to kind of like the woman who had the atopic, like pregnancy. Both these ladies blamed Democrats. They want to blame Democrats for being evil and being mean while she's clapping for the inhumane treatment, while she's clapping for just the evil, conniving, terrible ways that America are treating people. That so it's like she wants to call us evil. Well, you know what? If that's evil, then I guess I'm evil. Baby boo boo, I guess I'm evil. Okay, if we got to change the definition in the dictionary, I get, you know what? I'm okay with that because I have compassion, empathy, sympathy, and just love for people. And I want everyone to be okay and safe. It's like I don't want anyone to be hungry or homeless. I try to think about everybody. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, some people might be like lazy or something because you know what might be mental health, they might be going through depression. Honey, I've been through it. If you've been listening to my medical nightmare stories, trust me. And then she wants to stereotype people with disabilities. Honey boo boo, it's like if you've only been having the disability for 3 years, I was born with it. Doctors, yeah, listen to my episode. So baby boo boo, if you want to try that, we want to try me, because yeah, it's like I dare her try to debate me. Okay, if she wants to talk about disabilities and how and stereotype people and try to label people, talk to me, little girl. It's like, and yeah, I'm just gonna call her little girl because yeah, it's like, and I'll put her in her place verbally, of course, verbally. So, but yeah, this little girl, she needs to. It's like she needs to either be educated or something because she's clapping and smiling. And as a Democrat, like to me, I just see hate. I just, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.